Yes, 2 months.
Either way, it looks like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the wider it is, more stable it is.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's a good thing too.
In LA with all the potholes and everything.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
All right. See, now I'm just gonna be looking at myself.
I just need a minute, Bob. Shelley's coming. She is coming.
So apologies in advance, we could not figure out the microphone. The technology still eludes us somehow. So if you are having, oh my God.
Check, check.
Yeah, it's very loud, but.
I can turn that down, but there is a turn.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Are we ready?
No, I need
Still need
4
time.
more seconds.
Okay.
On a struggle bus with technology for a minute.
That seems to be the theme of the evening.
Sure does.
That's work.
This computer didn't have to work for 6 days, so now it's like, welcome home, watch me not work.
Oh, there's Holly.
Oh, she saw.
Okay,
Okay, we're good to go?
Lisa, yep.
All right, call the meeting to order at 7:01 PM. Is there a motion to approve the September minutes?
I move to approve the minutes.
Okay, Ashley moves, is there a second?
Second.
Toby, any discussion? I don't see any, all those in favor, let me know. Walter? Any, all right, that's all of us, that motion's approved.
Hated the minutes.
Is there a motion to approve the October minutes?
Nicole.
Nicole, is there a second?
Second.
Toby, second.
Mr. President?
Yes.
Point of order, should that be October special minutes? Because we're now having the October.
It states October 1st.
October
It does say October 1st,
Clearly
yes.
states the date.
Yes, it does. The minutes of the special meeting of October 1st. Okay, any discussion? I don't see any. All those in favor, let me know. That's all of us. That one's approved. The DA will be here as soon as traffic allows. So we'll move on. Is Holly able to speak to us?
Wait, yes, if I can find the button on the phone. Hello.
Hi, so I've got a current issues, new bike racks and postal drop.
Yes, okay, so it was reported to me by Mike Gonzalez that there have been 5 bike racks installed and more to come. I do promise to personally inspect them. And then with the postal box, I couldn't find a way to reach the postmaster at our local post office, so I made a complaint with the postal service, and that got the attention of the postmaster, which got someone out to replace the box. And so we have a newly installed, reinforced mail-only box. The package dispenser was eliminated due to other items besides packages being inserted into the postal box.
Oh, dear.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, right.
I gotta tell you, it's a beautiful mailbox, we saw
But they don't have the drop from your car now, though.
Thank you, Mike. Okay, I do not see in the audience anybody from government, so we will move on to committee updates. Communications Committee, social media, and newsletter timeline. Who's doing those?
I don't know if we have
Social media,
newsletter,
newsletter.
right. Hi, everyone. Good evening. Social media, we did a good push on promoting our candidate forum event that we recently just had. It was lovely. I've also been posting our endorsements for the upcoming elections. And so if you haven't already, feel free to check out our Instagram, our Facebook, and our website. Those are all posted there on who we, as the board, officially endorse for this upcoming election.
We personally appreciated what you did in having that, because we got to meet candidates and stuff we would never have met, so thank you very much.
A round of applause to Nicole, truly.
Yes.
Yes.
Nicole has been directly responsible for that event, not just this year, but 2 years ago.
I'm really just actually very good at giving everybody else a very organized homework to make sure that everything gets done. It's a still teacher training. Okay, so our next newsletter will be the first weekend in December. So we'll be doing the organizing email this weekend, and that content will be due November 13th. We want to be on time so that we're printed before the Thanksgiving weekend so that it can drop on Thanksgiving weekend, that weekend right after. We also have a request from management to ask the walking man to use the mail slots for all of the garden homes instead of placing the newsletter on the front stoops. So we'll be asking Jay's team to do that. I'm sure they will say yes, because every single garden home has a mail slot in their front door.
I'm actually not sure that's legal. I think that federal regulations may restrict that slot to the US mail.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
they may
you're
not
correct.
make that request.
Okay, we'll research that before we make that request.
Campaigns are not allowed to put campaign
It's
material.
not a
in-
campaign.
No, I know,
Oh,
but
yeah.
but like solicit or any other kind of material, if it's not mail, then it's not supposed to.
Hi, it's Holly. You absolutely cannot use the mail slot for anything that isn't stamped, therefore private. So once it's stamped, it's considered a piece of public mail and it can be going in. So unfortunately, we can't use the mail slot, but we might be able to put it behind the screen doors of those that have screen doors.
Thanks, Holly.
All right. Excuse me, next. Community services, gym and pool updates. That would be Toby.
Well, Shelley's gonna bring an update when she comes.
We could come back.
Okay, we can
Yeah,
come back
let's
to that then.
Yeah, let's come back.
Oh, I hear voices outside. Maybe not just yet, all right. Activities, aha. Perfect. All right. Welcome, George.
Sorry for being late.
Let me guess, just a tiny bit of traffic.
Traffic is another event right before us.
All right, so in our continuing effort to bring candidates to our board and our membership, let me remind you that these talks are generally limited to 3 to 5 minutes. We do not open the floor to questions. This is an opportunity for the candidate or the incumbent in this case to speak about what they've done and their campaign. Without further ado, let me introduce to you the District Attorney of Los Angeles County, George Gascon.
Thank you, Robert. Again, I apologize for being late, running from downtown to here at the time of the day, the traffic is brutal, as I'm sure you know. Look, very quickly, for those of you that may not know me, I grew up in the LAPD professionally. I went to the U.S. Army from here. I spent 27 years in the LAPD, rising through the ranks to be assistant chief, and from there I was the chief of police in 2 other cities, and I'm back home. Since I've been here, one of the concerns that I've always had, and I tell people that I go to bed at night, and I get up in the morning thinking about public safety, because that's what I've done for the last 40 years. We have worked very, very hard, not only to work on reform issues, but also to hold people accountable. In the last 3.5 years, we prosecuted over 100,000 serious and violent crimes, which is on par with the last 10 years for the office. When we started having the problem with organized retail theft, we started funneling all those cases to our organized crime division. And not only do we work with the police and we're fighting 92% of those cases, which that means basically 92% of the cases of police arrests were prosecuted, which is generally very high. Usually prosecutors file somewhere around 65% of the cases. But then we started having problems with residential burglaries. And we saw the spike in many neighborhoods, including some areas around here. Again, we're filing those cases over 85% of the time. But we're also doing a lot of other things that have not been done traditionally here in the office. We're going after wage theft. Most people don't realize that over $1 billion a year is stolen from workers in LA County. And that money is not only taking money away from the table to buy food, to pay rent for many people that live in our community, but it's also taking tax dollars away. And it's also making it very difficult for the good business people to compete, because often these are the places where you have maybe a general contractor who will come in and offer to do a roof for you, and they'll be 20–30% below what the legitimate contractor would do. And you think, boy, I'm getting a deal. But part of the deal not only is going to pay your taxes and all that stuff, but generally you're not going to get the quality of work that a legitimate business person would do. And we see that over and over again. We have returned about $3 million in back wages already to workers in LA County. We're also going after environmental violations. We prosecuted over 250 cases involving people that are polluting our neighborhoods, that are putting lead in the soil, in the water. Things that impact not only our generation, but I came to know actually that if you consume too much lead and the exposure that you have, it will stay with your system for 3 generations. So you pass it on to your kids and your grandkids. Even if they're not exposed, you were the one that were exposed. And we've had businesses in our county that have been exposed in large segments of our community to this. I've been a police officer all my life. I believe in good policing. But I also believe that when the police violates the law, they need to be held accountable. And we have now prosecuted over 150 officers involved in criminal conduct, 15 for excessive force, lying in the stand, hiding evidence. We're also working on our consumer affairs in ways that we never did before. As a matter of fact, today I was interviewed because we have now, with some other county district attorneys, we went after Lamps R Us, Launch Market, and Home Depot. And let me tell you some of the things. We recovered about $10 million in fines and fees. And let me tell you what Bonds and Home Depot were doing, and I'm going to get to Launch R Us very quickly. They would have a sale price for a period of time. Let's say it's a loaf of bread for $1. You just take and you go there, and the label on the shelf says $1. But that sale is over, and now it's $1.25. You go to scan this, and you're buying probably, like most of us, you're buying multiple things. You're not paying attention to the scanning process. The scanner will charge you $1.25, even though you thought that you were paying $1. And you multiply that many times over, and you are basically getting ripped off sometimes on the average of 10% of your grocery bill. So you consider you're spending $600, $700, $800 a month in groceries. The same thing with Home Depot. Home Depot, with having that, they would forget to take it off, and I know I gotta get quickly here. On the weekends, the prices go up in Home Depot. But the label on the shelf would not indicate that. Again, you're buying multiple things. You think you're buying a hammer for $10, you're paying $12. Lamps R Us, was telling me that they would give you 120% back if you found a cheaper price somewhere else. What they didn't tell you is that they were doing this with their own brand, and you would never be able to find that any place else for us. Anyway, I could go on and on, but I just want to give you a flavor that our work is doing so many other things that have not been done in the past. We're doing the traditional stuff, but we're doing a lot more. And I thank you very much, and I apologize for being late.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for volunteering. You guys take care. Thank you. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
All right. Moving on, we have, great, thank you. Yes, we have Shelley here on Zoom to give the report on community services. Shelley? Shelley, we're ready for you if you unmute. She may not be ready for us. Okay.
Sorry, can you hear me? Sorry, I was trying to find mute.
We can now, yes, you're good.
Okay, great. Wonderful. Hi, everyone. Sorry, I'm not able to be there in person today. I just have a few quick updates in terms of community service. The first is that we reached out to Jay regarding some of the outages in the cardio machines in the bike section. And he said he's going to be addressing those. So stay tuned. Beyond that, I also spoke with Aaron regarding the use of that room that we once knew as a community room that's now being used for a fee-for-service sauna room. I did ask for a report of how many people, how many unique visits were there. I didn't get that, but I was told that there are significant amount of people using it, so they're going to keep it the way that it is for now. They're also going to be adding on the option for massages for folks who are not even a part of the gym, but are part of the community to utilize that room. So for the time being, that's how it's going to stay. And then beyond that, I did ask about upgrades to our towers. As some of you may know, every building, every area has its own unique challenges and abilities in terms of infrastructure is concerned for amenities such as air conditioning and the washer dryers. So I asked particularly about mine, which is in 34. There's many coils and things in the ceilings. If any of you have been in this tower, may have noticed have been there for multiple years. And so if anyone else sees those things in their units, or I should say the space in the hallways in front of their units, that is for electrical updates. I don't have a timeline, but that's what that's for. Some people had asked me what are these things for? And later on, once that gets updated, that will give way to including more amenities such as the washer dryer, such as central air and things of that nature. So to be continued. Also just wanted to throw a little kind of shout out for those of you that may still be experiencing problems with valet services. I myself have experienced these issues. To encourage you to download the app. That's a way that you can report people that have not come and picked up your trash, as well as set reminders, and there's all kinds of other things in there. But if you don't get through, please let me know. I have other ways of reporting those instances where they don't show up and get your trash. And that's it from me. And Toby's gonna throw in a few things about the bike racks.
I think Holly, thank you, Shelley.
You're welcome.
Holly reported about the bike racks already.
Yes. Okay. Question, yes.
I feel like I bring this up every time, and I'm not gonna stop. Why doesn't the gym give a discount to seniors?
Sure, Wendy, let me explain one more time. They are rejecting the senior discount. They are not legally required to provide silver sneakers because the gym is not open to the general public. It's a private entity. I don't disagree with you, but this room of 7 people isn't going to change their mind. So again, until everybody quits that damn gym and they hemorrhage money, they're not gonna make change. I quit, when they raise the price to $75. I walk across the street to LA Fitness. Now I don't get to use the pool. I refuse on principle to give them $75. I live here. So until everybody else decides to quit, Icon Fit is gonna continue to say, screw you. To be blunt. Chuck does not give a shit about you. Sorry for the profanity, but it's the truth.
Yeah, we're all.
I've been pretty much saying that in print for the last 3 years. And they don't like it when I put it in print, but I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, you're not wrong,
Yeah.
and they don't care, so this is the stalemate. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think Holly has already reported on bike racks. Holly, if there's more to say, let us know, but I'm gonna assume not. So next would be security committee.
Okay, PLBRA continues to be an extremely safe community. I get statistics from a website called crimemap.com, and I would say the neighborhood as a whole is very safe. The vast majority of crimes reported in our area are shoplifting from the Grove and shoplifting on La Brea, right? There's very little in the way of violent crime. I mean, there are reports of theft, and this is a question of definition, out there at times. I don't really know what that involves. Now, I would like to ask a question of everyone. Something that irritates me is the fact that the gatehouses really don't operate. I mean, anyone can drive through the gatehouse without being stopped by, the patrol people. Does that bother anyone, or is it just me?
No, it does. I
Okay.
noticed that too.
All right, well, I will continue to take this up. I mean, PLBRA has said, well, the problem, they say they're addressing it, but not. The problem is they say that, well, there's an awful lot of incoming traffic, and at rush hour coming home. And hence, if they did any more thorough checking, I don't believe this, it would back up traffic at the two gatehouses. I don't think that's true. Whatever they have asked, the patrol at the gatehouse to do, they don't do it. I mean, you can drive through without any difficulty. You just don't go in the near side lane when they ask you who you are. All right, I will continue to take this up with PLBRA. Okay, thank you.
Anything to add, Tom?
I was just gonna say that, there's also the gates that are not manned.
Yeah.
And of course, anybody could just follow people.
Yes,
in,
absolutely.
So we're never gonna have a completely.
Right, the piggybacking, it's up to everyone not to allow piggybacking.
Right.
But, that's antisocial, confrontational, blah, blah, it's not it. But I think the car thing is really a pain in the neck.
Right.
I don't know a solution to this, I don't think there is one, that there is zero security walking in.
No, that is,
Well,
that's.
we realize that, we want to walk in any time and just check it out.
You're right.
And I don't see how they can have the amount of people that they.
Well, they could by automating every single gate, including the car gates, so that every resident, had a pass. I can't describe the technology, it's not, you're not talking about, okay? And the same thing they could do with the automobile gates, very easily. I think the problem is it costs money. Right?
License plate readers could be a
Yeah,
solution.
absolutely, but it costs money, right? I think that's the issue.
License plate readers also start to bring up privacy issues that.
Okay, but everyone, we're all issued with parking permits,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Every one of those permits, they could, what do you call them, digitize them, automate them, okay? So that
Yeah, they can put a little.
the gate has a monitor that
That's the
knows
word.
which end
Thank
it
you,
is.
Yeah, so there are probably solutions that would certainly cost money.
It would cost money, but if you look at some other, in California, Southern California, gated communities, you cannot get in, even as a guest until right? I think a little extra money, it probably doesn't even cost that much to do this, I don't know. Right.
Okay, is there any report from the movie committee?
We don't really have much to report on. We don't have anything on the schedule at the moment. Angela's in the middle of, I can report on how the committee members are doing. Angela is doing campaign work and apparently helping like 16 different campaigns at the moment. And I started a new job like a month and a half ago, so I don't think anything. Thank you. I don't think anything's going to be on the schedule at least until December probably. But once it is on the schedule, we'll let everyone know.
Okay, thank you. Elections Committee, Nicole?
Okay, so we have 4 official endorsements for the 2024 election cycle, and everybody got their ballots this week. So go home and fill it out today. Drop it off tomorrow. Be a voter. I don't care who you vote for, just vote. That's always what I say.
Well, I care who you vote for, but...
As a social studies teacher, as chair of this committee, I am going to report out who PLBRA Residents Association is endorsing. We are yes on Justice for Renters, which is Prop 33. We are also endorsing for State Assembly District 51, Rick Chavez-Burr. U.S. District House 30, Laura Friedman. U.S. Senate, Adam Schiff. Those are the positions that we endorse on this cycle strategically. And I think that the resident networking with Laura Friedman was the single most successful element of our event that we held. By that I mean she fell in love with all of you guys, which means if something goes wrong in the future and we reach out to her office for help, we are now, endeared to her, and hopefully she will help us as she wins her constituent services. A couple other quick things. We will not be inviting food trucks in the future. Nobody buys the food. We only had 2 purchases last Sunday, and that was me and my Kiwanian friend who was doing the voter registration. So even if we wanted them to come back, they're not coming, to be clear. But also we want to be respectful and not waste people's time. That being said, we had more diversity of constituent service booths and vendors this time, and I think that was very successful. We had every constituent service we tried to get came, so that was great. Resident attendance continues to be too low for my social studies teacher heart. But one idea that I had when I was just kind of doing some post-op reflection was that if we asked the candidates and the vendors to pitch in what would be a nominal fee for each of them, we could pay a walking man to flyer 24 hours before, 48 hours before, and maybe get increased turnout. Because as Sam so delightfully defended, and as many others tried to communicate, management sent out the event blast for us. It was the front page of the September newsletter. It was posted all over social media. And yet 100 people said, I had no idea this was happening today. Or went on social media to blast that they didn't know that it was happening today in the same group that we had posted it several times. So, so goes life. But I do think it would not cost us any money to do an event flyer reminder, because that could be a pass-through to the vendors and the campaigns, and it would cost each of them only like $10 or $15. Of course they would do that. So idea for next time, I'm saying it out loud so we don't forget.
Thank you, Nicole. And Donald.
Can we take a moment to commend our secretary for the outstanding event that we had for the election. The key officials were there, you could meet them and talk to them, and it was a truly wonderful event, and we should honor her and note her outstanding performance.
Thank you, I appreciate that. I'm going to pass that credit right on to these 2 committee members who did a lot of information gathering so that we could get everybody invited. And Toby worked super hard and got half those vendors there too. So it really wasn't me, but thank you.
I was watching. Yes, it was her. I mean, it was a team effort, but yes, it was her. It really was a team effort, and the team wouldn't have come together without Nicole's leadership. All right, moving on. My report, okay. I had a sit down a couple weeks ago, I think, with Katie Yaroslavsky. She basically reached out. She wants to stay in touch with Park La Brea and check in on what's going on. There's the usual set of issues that I discussed with her. I don't think anything that's news. I followed up on utility pass-through transparency. I'll say a little bit more about that in a minute. Obviously, there's always, there's the chronic problem of Airbnb, and it's not clear what to do about that, but we'll keep trying. And, obviously, Katie's office wants to be very proactive to the extent it can on the subject of evictions. To the extent you hear about people who are in that position and need to reach out for help, sure, let us know about it. But what I'm going to do is direct them to Michelle Flores, Katie's field deputy. She's got better access to resources than I do, unless it requires getting nasty. So that was kind of it from my meeting with Katie. Utility pass-through transparency is still kind of in limbo. I think it's finally gotten to the point where it's possible some important city council members are going to start losing patience. I had the opportunity to bring it up both with Katie and with Nithya Raman, who is the chair of the housing committee. Both of them told me that with the change in the council presidency, there is a significant chance that it will become a higher priority to finally get that report back done. To remind you, the motion passed on February 14th, 2023 as a 60-day report back. 60 days from February 14th, 2023 has come and gone, and then another year and a half has passed. And we still don't have it. So that's the next step in turning utility pass-through transparency from an idea to something we can actually act on. I am told, by the way, that to the shock of absolutely no one, the California Apartments Association really doesn't like the idea. Which makes me all the more determined to force it down their throats. And fortunately, Katie is no friend of the CAA. They spent, with the help of Park La Brea Management, I would add, they spent well over $1 million trying to beat her the first time around. As you'll notice, it didn't work. But that's the sort of thing that anybody remembers. And if Katie ever seems likely to forget it, I'll remind her. All right, so next, I also had the opportunity to run across Mayor Bass, and she expressed more interest than she has in the past in connecting directly with Park La Brea. We're going to continue our efforts to get her out here for some kind of a town hall event. I think would be most likely. Most likely dates would be either a Thursday night or a weekend afternoon. We'll keep working on it. I've gotten smoke signals that I consider favorable, but I'll believe it when I've actually got a date locked and loaded. Finally, efforts to connect Park La Brea to the upcoming metro station. One of the wonderful things about the work Nicole did in bringing together not just candidates, but current office holders was I had the chance to lobby them on our behalf. Basically, I've had sort of two thoughts, and I'm trying to push them, and they're not contradictory. They can both happen. One, it would be really nice to be able to cut through the park to get from this side of Park La Brea to the metro station at Fairfax and Wilshire when it opens without having to walk around. It'll save a whole bunch of time and also be prettier. So that is a county park. I got to drop that idea on Holly Mitchell's field representative, Daniel Park. And I think I brought it up with him before, but, you know, he seemed to think that it was certainly a reasonable ask, so the process has started. We'll see how much interest Holly's office takes in actually making it happen.
Bob, can I ask you a question? I don't understand. I mean, is it a question of the hours that the park is accessible, or?
Well, right now, you can't get through that side of the park, you can't get through that boundary because of the museums, because of the Academy Museum and.
Well, you can walk through, I understand.
Okay?
Well, I do it all the time. If you go out on Ogden, where the traffic light.
Oh, yeah, you go all the way over there, sure.
Okay, and then there is another entrance to, tar pits, that was sort of halfway down.
Yeah, I'm hoping for something that would be useful to people like, on this side of the park, or even east of Hauser.
Where are you picturing the entrance point to the park being?
Right around the corner of Curson and, right around the corner of Curson and Sixth.
So you want like a straight line, just going straight through?
Yeah, something pretty close to a diagonal, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, I mean, look, it doesn't hurt to ask.
No,
Yeah.
Would you explain to me what you're talking about, because I really don't get it.
Okay, we're gonna have a metro stop, at Fairfax and Wilshire.
For the new subway.
The Purple Line extension.
Are you with us now, or should I keep talking? Okay, Brian.
The problem we talked about briefly before the meeting, Bob, is the station really isn't at Fairfax and Wilshire, in my understanding. It's just east of there. That's where they're building the station, with the overhang and everything. And so, as I told you, if you go downtown on the train and you come back at night, when that gate's closed, you have to walk all the way over to Fairfax and Wilshire, all the way, you know. It's crazy that you won't have a straight, that's a real problem, you don't have a straight way through it at night.
Okay.
In other words, if you walk, you know when they have the jazz concerts, if you walk straight from Sixth through Wilshire, that's where the station's gonna be.
Oh, it's gonna be at Sixth and Wilshire?
Yeah, it's right where the lights are.
It's gonna be
across the street.
directly across from LACMA.
From the lamppost thing?
Yeah,
Oh,
directly
yeah.
across from that, and also the new Geffen Art Center is going to allegedly maybe have an additional entrance, but the main entrance is going to be across the street, across Wilshire from LACMA.
Directly across the street from the LA Fitness that I now joined because I replaced second from my money. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
It's going to be east of Peterson.
Yeah.
Got it.
So at night, it's gonna be a nightmare. To get back from Wilshire and that. whatever-
Oh, yeah, so you gotta walk all the way, okay, yeah, it's gonna make it even worse.
And it feels a little weird when you get over there 9 or 10 o'clock.
Donald?
It's officially on Wilshire and Ogden, as the secretary has said, right next door to the LA Fitness. You come up on the south side, and that's where the station is.
Okay.
I'm now an expert at walking over there.
But I'm sorry, Bob, but at Curson is where the gatehouse is, right?
Yeah.
Oh, if you cross the street and the tar pits is open, you can enter right there.
Right, yes.
And cut
But if
across.
it's closed, you'd have to
Well, they
walk.
close it, what, at dusk or 10 o'clock or something?
If you like walking through your parking lot.
Yeah, you gotta cut through the parking lot.
That's
right?
true.
Okay.
Okay.
Idea number 2.
Okay, idea number 2 is, well, since we've got TV City up there, and since we are a prominent supporter of TV City, and since TV City is already planning to do a shuttle for their employees from TV City to the station, and since we are right between them, how about they do 1 or 2 stops here and pick up our residents who might want to get to that station? That would be particularly useful for mobility impaired residents, I think, or those of us who are either old or lazy or both. Oh, did I do that?
Sure. Yeah.
So I'm pushing on that as well. I actually brought that up with Erin about a year ago, and she loved it. The issue appears to be, there appears to be some insurance cost involved, which I find plausible. So the next step will be to try to, I think the best shot is probably to use Katie's good offices to try to get Park La Brea to maybe ante up some money to pay the difference, because it's going to be a huge benefit to them if they can advertise a direct connection from Park La Brea to the metro station. So those are the things that I'm hoping to make happen. We'll see if they actually happen. Did you have a question, Donald?
No.
I have another question. question.
Yes.
Okay, with regard to the Airbnb business.
Yeah.
Okay, are you talking about Park La Brea or LA in general?
I'm talking about Park La Brea.
Okay, do you have any idea the extent of illegal, illicit Airbnb rentals in Park La Brea?
I think that if we knew, we would shut them down. That's kind of the whole problem. But just anecdotally, I keep hearing about it.
Yeah, okay, all right.
And this is something where, as far as I know, management is fully in alignment with
Yeah,
us.
they are.
Yeah. They'd love to shut it down, and they'll kick the people out of it if they can prove it.
I still am a member of the pool, and I don't know for a fact, but it seems like a lot of people at the pool are guests and are Airbnbers. And I don't know, it's just a feeling I have, because they come and they go and I never see them again. Whereas before it was the same group at the pool all the time. And it's kind of on the weekends and things like that, so.
Well, how do they get in? Someone gives them their.
I think it's probably part of the deal where they say, oh, you can use the pool and they pay for it or something. It's just a hunch, but it's an indication to me that there are a lot of Airbnbers here.
All right. Okay, so that's the end of my report. Ashley, anything to report?
Apologies for not being able to get this on the agenda in time. Quick report. From our September meeting, a resident had reached out and voiced that they had a proposed plan to help canvass the community to help increase our membership. I'm still working with that individual to see how we can divide and conquer. I'm personally myself not able to canvass all 10,000. I know, crazy, right? I'm not able personally to walk all 10,000 units on my own at the moment. So we are still working on that and trying to follow up with this resident who had a great idea to help increase our membership with the team. And a few months ago, I had created a Google Doc that had a request essentially to say if you have a service or a business that can cater to the neighbors of PLB, feel free to put this into the doc. Our lovely Toby had filled it out, I remember. And then it kind of didn't get as much engagement from our neighbors here. So what I think I'm going to do is go through our Park La Brea community Facebook group, our residents of Park La Brea community group, because I see, hey, is anyone needing a notary? Or is anyone a notary? And it gets posted like 7 times. And I'm like, we should I'll just get those comments, put their phone number into this Excel sheet, and have Pavel or the Facebook group admins keep it as a pinned post. So kind of scouring that information, because there are your neighbors here who are notaries, who are babysitters, who are lawyers, or whatever other service they are willing to offer and do offer. So instead of just waiting for someone to fill out that Excel sheet, I'm just going to scour it and put that in and compile it all for our neighbors to utilize. That is it for me. Thank you.
Okay, Secretary's report.
All right, really quickly, when we post, well, the minutes are already posted, but we'll get the treasurer's report balance imported into that here quickly by the end of the weekend. Couple thoughts and a consideration for a bylaws amendment that I see as problematic, but I don't know how to fix the problem, so I'm throwing it out to the group. The renewal campaign, direct communication with actual paid members to renew, will start on Sunday. Thanks, Don, we got yours. My dilemma is through GiveButter, unlike the old auto renewal thing that was happening that caused a lot of controversy. Through GiveButter, when somebody chooses to join online, it very clearly, ethically says, would you like this to be auto renewing? And a lot of people click yes.
Okay.
The problem is, if you join in June, your next payment isn't made until June of 2025.
Okay.
Which would mean you're not a rostered member from January through June, because your membership expired December 1st.
Well, after the record date, whenever that is.
Sure.
Yeah.
But you see the dilemma. So people are trying to auto-renew.
So yeah, they're coming off and on. They get to vote at every meeting, which I think is what they care about. They do get to vote at every meeting. That's why, that was the purpose of the change in bylaws that I wrote and we passed earlier this year.
But it will cause our official member count to plummet.
Yeah, it fluctuates.
So one solution, which is what I tried to fix the other time, is to message all of these people and say, thank you for signing up for auto renewal. I'm going to reset your auto renewal date. But then that means some of them will have to pay twice in 2024 and never pay in 2025. Or like not pay until again at the end of 2025. And that might upset some people. The other question for us to mull over the next 30 days is, do we want to change that structure? So,
Okay,
I don't think we discussed it today. I'm planning to see it as a problem for us to chat about and come back next time with a solution.
I have some thoughts, but I agree it's a subject for discussion. All right. Upcoming meetings. Just FYI, I will be out of town for the entire first week of December. And so the question is, do we want to just leave that meeting in Ashley's capable hands, or do we want to move it? Because that's an in-person meeting.
Happy to lead it if needed.
My only hesitation to postpone it would be then, that is the Thursday, if we push it back a week,
To the 12th, yeah.
that is the Thursday night before LAUSD school shut down for 3 weeks. And families will be leaving town and, I don't know, that's like right on the official holiday, winter break, school break season. But I don't really care otherwise. I'm just throwing it out there as a.
Happy to lead if we need to keep the date.
I mean, I have no strong feelings one way or the other. What does the rest of the board think?
Personally, the 12th is better for me, but,
It's okay.
Well, I probably will not be here at any time in December.
Okay.
Can we move it to the 12th
We
then?
can move it to the 12th.
All right, so I will move that our December meeting be moved to December 12 at 7 p.m.
Nicole seconds.
Okay, is there discussion? And I'm checking with Holly and Shelley as well, since they're attending by Zoom.
Vote, can't they?
They can't vote, but they could say.
No, we can hear them, we can see them, and they can hear us, and they can see us, so they can vote. You can't vote by proxy, but if you attend remotely, you can vote.
Oh, really?
I'm a yes, December 12th.
Okay? All right, so.
Hey, I put notes in the chat. I'm not sure if you can see
Oh,
them, but
I-
I'm good either way. Whatever you.
Shelley said she's good.
If there's further discussion.
Oh, we're good.
Okay, now let's go, let's have the vote. All those in favor?
Yes.
And Holly already said yes. Any opposed? Okay, it's moved to the 12th.
That's in person?
Yes. Okay. Public comment. Donald?
Sir, can you tell us something about the new PLB office, the status of the new office?
Pardon me?
We all work remotely for the board, so it's a very low priority.
I haven't moved, I have not laid eyes on it yet, so I don't know anything about it. And yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody is treating it as a high priority at the moment.
Thank you. I have a second question, Mr. President.
Yes.
The treasurer was not with us tonight. Will there be a possibility at one of our next meetings this year to get a status on where we stand financially at the bank?
Oh, it'll be in the minutes for this meeting. Her report will be added to the minutes of this meeting, so we'll have it in print, available to everybody by the weekend.
By Sunday night was my push. Yep.
So yeah, we won't need to wait for a meeting, we'll have it shortly. All right, any further public comment? Okay, anything further? Is there a motion to adjourn?
I motion to adjourn.
Hey, I was just going to say real quick, I think that it's next Saturday. Just a heads up, there was a message sent that the Academy Museum is going to be having some closures in case anybody is affected.
Right, yeah, Fairfax will be closed in front of the museum. I think it's this coming Saturday.
Good to know.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
All right, so there's a motion to adjourn from Ashley. Is there a second?
Second.
Toby seconds. That is not debatable. All those in favor, let me know. Anybody opposed? All right, that's all of us. We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you all.
Good night. Have a good